Greetings, Earthlings, and welcome to a watch review. I'm doing a watch review of this watch right here. This watch is the Casio A158W, a $20 to $25 digital wristwatch, a petite little fella, but we're going to go ahead and review it even though it has already been reviewed likely 1,000 times. You gotta start somewhere, and I am starting here. At this point, what every other watch channel does is measure the case, and we will do that so you can see how it would fit your wrist. Let's go ahead and measure the case size. 33.25 mil, and there are no protruding end links, so we can go ahead and measure that, and it will be rather compact. 36.25 mil, lug to lug, and let's also measure the lug width, which is 18 mil. Also, we need to measure the thickness of it, so let's go ahead and do that. We will go ahead and go there. 9 mil thick. So to summarize the measurements and put them right here on this black background, how pretty, we have a case size of 33 millimeter, a lug to lug of 36 mil, a lug width of 18 mil, and a thickness of 9 millimeters. The build quality does leave a bit to be desired, but for that price point, we really shouldn't be complaining too much. It is stainless steel, but the bracelet feels lackluster. It is thin. It will rip your hair out, and it is an incredibly light watch, and that could be a pro or a con for you depending on what your preferences are. If you like having a more robust watch on your wrist, you may not like it, but if you want to toss it on your wrist and forget it's there, the lightness of this will help you do that until it rips some of your hair out. And the last thing, I don't know if I mentioned it, the water resistance on this is not tremendous. It is 50 meters, so you can go swimming. I wouldn't really recommend it. You're not going to be diving, but for everyday use, I think it is going to be perfectly sufficient. 50 meters, you can wash your hands. You don't have to worry about it. You can get caught in the rain. You're not going to have to worry about it. For the price point, I really don't have any complaints about that. Then as far as the feature set of this watch, it isn't too complex, but it is a really useful feature set. You can see on the dial you have the day, date, and time, and right now we are in the 12-hour time. You would use the lower right-hand button to go into 24-hour or military time, and that is how you would do it. Really straightforward, really easy, just press that lower right button. Then you have one of the funniest features on this watch, and that is the backlight. I will shut off the lights in my studio and demonstrate that for you. It is comically bad. And here you go. Yeah, does not do a very good job at all, but you do have some form of backlight. And you have a couple of other features as well, which you will go through by using the lower left-hand button. You have an alarm, you have a stopwatch, and then you have the ability to set the time. In order to set the alarm, you will go to the alarm page. You will go ahead and hold the upper left-hand button to enter the alarm setting. You will use the lower right-hand button to filter through the times. Once you have set the hour, you can hit the light button again to set the minutes. And there you go. And now the alarm is set for 10:37, and you can use the lower right-hand button to change what you want to actually be active, the alarm or the hourly beeps. Then on the stopwatch, you have the lower right-hand button to start and stop, and the light button to reset. And those are really all the functions that you have on this watch. Pretty straightforward, nothing too complicated, no dual time zones, but a really useful feature set. And here is what the watch looks like on my 7.25-inch wrist. At least I believe that's what my wrist size is. As I rotate it around, it's what the bracelet looks like. No surprises there. If I'm not mistaken, I actually think this is the watch that was worn in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles by John Candy. You can see Steve Martin give the motel owner a fancy watch for a room, Then Jung Candy says, I have a lovely Casio, and I believe he holds up the A158W, if I'm not mistaken. If you know, let me know in the comments down below, because I think that would be fun to try to place specific watches in the movies that they're seen in. But there you go. That's how the watch looks on a 7¼ inch wrist. And perhaps the last thing I should do is provide a side-by-side with the A158W and the F91W. They are pretty much the exact same size. The difference is the case material. They have the same feature set, the same terrible backlight, but they are classics, and both of them are great starter pieces or great beater watches. Great watches to have and throw around, beat up, and to not really worry about. And I think that's actually all that I have for this video. This is my very first watch review, if you could call it that. I would love to hear some feedback from you. What did you like? What didn't you like? What would you like to see in future watch reviews? Do you want comparisons? Do you want more information, specific information? Let me know, and I will include the suggestions in future videos. If you enjoyed it, thumbs up. You can't even see my thumbs. Thumbs up. If you hated it, thumbs down. And I will talk to you at a later date. Thanks for watching. Bye.